There always seems to be those college players that just seem to be around for such a long time. We obviously know about Grandpa Stetson Bennett, as well as Bo Nix, and plenty of other quarterbacks, but for Clemson, one of their edge rushers was a 5-star recruit in the 2018 class, and he is just now headed to the NFL. After a long time of waiting, Xavier Thomas is headed to the NFL, and this is a player who has had his ups and downs in college, but how high will he end up going? That is what we will be talking about in today's video. But hey guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment and let me know which players you guys want to see me talk about in the next video. Without further ado, let's take a closer look at Xavier Thomas. In 2022, Thomas only played in 3 games for Clemson before going down with a foot injury that sidelined him for the remainder of the year. In those 3 games, Thomas finished the year with 3 hurries, 1 hit, and 2 sacks on the season. He came back in 2023 and he ended up putting up some decent numbers for Clemson as he finished the year with 32 hurries, 7 hits, and 2 sacks. Unfortunately, I don't really think he's getting much of the love that he should be. I think he provides some very intriguing upside off the edge at the NFL level. Thomas is an athletic freak. Even post-injury, he has unbelievable burst, speed, and quickness to get to the backfield and make a play on the quarterback. When you look at the combine numbers and then you look at his tape, they aren't equal. He plays much faster than what he showed at the NFL Draft Combine, and he has one of the best first steps in the entire draft class. Thomas also has a pretty solid frame. While 244 pounds is a bit light, which is what he weighed in at the Combine, he plays with great length as he has 78-inch arms, and he has some pretty solid height at 6'2". I think he is a prototypical outside linebacker in a 3-4 at the next level due to his athleticism and his size. Another thing that Thomas does really well is rush the passer. He has the ability to win with speed, which is something that we love to see, but he also showcased some really solid pass rush moves, including a nice rip move and swim move from time to time. He has a lot of tools that I think NFL teams are looking for at the next level, and overall, I am impressed with his ability to rush the passer. Thomas has some pretty major concerns for me and quite a few people in the NFL draft community. For one, he suffered multiple injuries in his time at Clemson and is an older prospect. He is 24 years of age, and on top of that, he's had a number of foot and leg injuries that are a bit concerning if you are an NFL scout. Thomas also was not a very strong nor powerful player. For one, he doesn't have the biggest frame in the world, and he is pretty easily pushed off his block by bigger tackles, and while he has great height and length, he lacks the ideal weight. But another reason why I believe he really struggles to win with power is because he plays with very high pads. There are plays when he is basically completely vertical at the line, and when you play high, you are unable to generate the power from your lower body. While he has some tools as a pass rusher, his strength is going to continue to be an area of question. I think Thomas will probably be a rotational pass rusher at the NFL level. He showcased some talent there, but even Clemson didn't use him as an every down player. He was used on more of a rotational basis for the Tigers, and on top of that, I think Thomas is a pretty underwhelming run defender. He seemed to really struggle to set the edge in the run game, which is yet another reason why I think he's probably going to be a rotational pass rusher at the NFL level. Xavier Thomas is an athletic freak who shows some elite abilities to get after the quarterback, but he has some major concerns in his technique, his strength, and his run defending that really concern me about him as a prospect. That being said, I think the athletic upside is there, and he is my number 15 edge rusher in the class. I think he has the upside to develop into something pretty nice at the next level in more of a rotational role, but nothing much more than that. He is my number 140 player in the draft class. Thomas plays pretty high as it is, but I think he is built to be an outside linebacker in a 3-4. That is primarily where Clemson played him, and playing outside the tackle, where he can use his athleticism and his length to win, is where he is going to thrive in the NFL. My player comparison for Thomas is former Chiefs and Niners edge rusher D. Ford. Ford was a nice rotational piece, but was never a superstar. A one-time Pro Bowler, sure, but he came in, got a few sacks a season, and that was really it. They both have nearly identical size, athletic scores, and I think their play style is very similar as well, so that is my comparison for Thomas. Xavier Thomas has some really high upside, but he also has some major questions for me. I do think he is worth taking a shot on, however, because you can't deny the athletic upside, and ultimately, I believe that Xavier Thomas will be a day 3 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.